Morning, everybody. It's your boy Bird. What you say? You better watch him. I got some things I want to talk about that was on my mind this morning doing my workout. All right, so I want to talk about the history of my city, St. Louis. A fact is that they say Missouri was the last state to abolish slavery, right? But we don't have no cotton fields, right? Missouri was known for tobacco and hemp. Marijuana. Yep. So we cultivated tobacco and hemp. It really wasn't no real slave trade the cotton fields and shit. It wasn't none of that. And then if you look at the history and look at like the landscape of Missouri or St. Louis, you'll see a lot of big houses, like real big houses in the city, like a house that'll fit 8 families in the motherfuckers. So people with money was living in them houses once upon a time. And then we got this dude called Lewis and Clark. He down there by the river and shit. Well, right across that river in Cahokia, Illinois, is a straight pyramid. Yup. From the indigenous people that used to live there a long time ago, the city was bigger than London. Bigger than London. So you tell me how a city in Cahokia, bigger than London, right? The city was bigger than London. The indigenous people were Indians because there were pyramids. So how? First of all, let me go back to the name St. Louis. The dude St. Louis is a Roman Catholic. And the queen gave him gave him St. Louis as like a gift. So Lewis and Clark is basically a bunch of bullshit. He was just like, let me put my statue there. Lewis and Clark say he came up the Missouri River and he discovered St. Louis, which is a bunch of more bullshit because there were 11 million people living across the east side in them pyramids. The city was bigger than France. It was bigger than London. How do you make a city bigger than London disappear and then cover it up with dirt? That tells. And then Illinois had a race riot a while ago. So how can you make 11 million people disappear? So my thing is this. I'm not from no slave trade. I think most of the people in St. Louis could be descendants of Mexicans or Indians. A lot of people here got high cheekbones, but you have to also remember too, when they was coming from over there, they was coming right across the water. And when they was coming from over here, they was going over there. So you're not finna tell me that some white dude came down this river and discovered this city when it was 11 million people over there in the city bigger than London with pyramids in a city. Do y'all research? Y'all over there stripping, over there throwing dollars on Indian burials, secret burials. Honestly. The Cahokia Mounds. They call it a mound now. What is a mound? A mound is like a mound of dirt. There was a rich history of people who built a city with primitive technology. So how in the hell and why in the hell, if you think about it, that they was doing experiments on us in St. Louis? They were experimenting on a lot of people. Why? Because they seen how close we was to so much of a richness. Even if most of us came from Tennessee, y'all ain't never heard of Indians being in Tennessee. Y'all gotta be smarter than this, black people. Come on. We know our history. Why do we continue to do this? Why y'all going over there stripping and shaking y'all ass on them people graves like that? Y'all don't even know what's going on. Then y'all wondering why it's so violent over there. Y'all disrespecting history. I don't care about none of that stuff over there, man. Y'all disrespecting straight history. Y'all disrespecting people who came here, built a civilization, and they just disappeared. Nobody say, hey, yeah, my great-great-great-great-great-grandmama and them from over there. They just disappeared. And they covered it with dirt. Why? Do y'all ask that fucking question? Do y'all ask questions, people? Do we ask questions anymore? Or we just take what they tell us? I'm gonna fucking Lewis and Clark coming down no damn river with no goddamn dog. Come on, man, be for real. St. Louis ain't even named. Lewis and Clark got a street. St. Louis been on the river from all of these Indians and everything coming up and down. You got like 9 states that run up and down the Mississippi. You trading with the people by the water. The people who were by the water were the indigenous people. That's where they went to wash their clothes and do everything by the water. So you're not finna tell me that some white dude and some other white dude on a boat came down Mississippi and came right up to and discovered St. Louis. I don't care. I don't care who offended. I don't give a fuck about no Lewis and Clark. I don't care about none of that shit. Y'all lied. You took people's history and you destroyed it for your own benefit. And most of us, I'm not going to just be blunt out and just diss us like that, but we are a piece of shit for this actually disrespecting our ancestors. We don't know who came from over there. It was a race riot where they burnt a lot of shit down. Why? Why do white people feel a threat and then extinct out a whole race of motherfuckers and then everybody going over there stripping and shit? Y'all don't feel the negativity in the area, the dead bodies, the people who got killed, the mamas, the sons, the slaughter that happened? Y'all don't know, y'all don't try to figure out why we cursed over here or why we just so fucked up. We are making our ancestors pissed because we do not acknowledge them. All these mounds used to be pyramids, man. They got a mound over here they stuffing dirt in. And radioactive materials in the earth, man. You got a city that had 11 million people right across the river. Now we go over there to get weed and all this dumb shit. Know y'all history, black people. Come on. We got to wake up. We got to understand where we come from. We are kings and queens. We are descendants of royalty. We should not be coming at each other. We should not be killing each other. We should not be on none of that. We should be going against the motherfuckers who keep taking our history and experiment on us. They experimented on people in St. Louis, and they will tell you this. They tell you this in the news. If you do your research, they will tell you they had spray shit on top of the Puriago projects, and they used to spray shit. They got chemtrails all over this motherfucker. So just think what they was doing. Y'all remember when they was kidnapping them girls' babies because they was saying that them babies was dead and they was kidnapping them babies. See, it's a lot of shit y'all don't know. It's a lot of shit y'all don't really trip off of. And y'all wondering why shit's so fucked up. Do your research. Who is Goodfella? Who is Arsenal? Who is O'Fallon Park named after? Who is Fairground Park named? Why is Fairground? Do y'all know that the Fair of St. Louis used to be against blacks? You know, they used to have blacks on display like animals for the Fair of St. Louis. Do y'all don't trip off that? We so quick to try to join a little league and try to join a world when they laughing at us because we do not acknowledge our ancestors. We don't even respect ourselves enough to respect our women. There have been all type of warrior queens that have fought and died for you motherfucking females and us men to survive. And this is what we do. I am very hurt on the fact that we have been so brainwashed to where we do not recognize anything about what's going on. Do your research. Do your research on Ferguson. Who is Ferguson? Who is Dalewood? Get up, Creve Coeur, Wildwood. Them names mean something. This state was given to the Roman Catholics. That's why it's Roman. That's why it's Catholic churches everywhere downtown. Even SLU. SLU is a Catholic school. Do you know what a Billiken is? A Billiken is a fucking demon. Read the fucking story about how the nigga came up with the Billiken. He was having a nightmare and he came and he saw this demon and he thought it was going to be a good image. So basically, everybody who putting on them Billiken shirts and wondering why what's going on, y'all kids is worshiping the devil. Y'all wonder why y'all kids, these white people kids go to school and they get drunk, high, be fucked up. I met some people in college, them motherfuckers is dumb. White people got all the opportunity in the world. Stupid as fuck. Come on, people. I ain't not racist. I'm not saying I don't got nothing against white people. Matter of fact, true fact, white people, you are an image of me. You know how? I am the only race that can make every other color. You can't. If I get into your race and we have a baby, that baby gonna come out brown, right? So then if that brown baby get with a black man, that baby gonna come out black. Your genetics is gone unless it comes out in the hair or something. So y'all genetics is weak. Yeah, I'm saying it. I know. You can't fool me. I'm a king. I know what I'm part of. I know how strong I am. You do whatever the fuck you gonna do with me. It still ain't gonna stop nothing. The fact that y'all are people are a piece of shit to hide knowledge from the people who deserve it. But you took it and you came up with a whole nother plan to destroy minds. So this is just me on Sunday just letting y'all know, come on, y'all, let's do better. Not even saying you got to do better. Just think. Think to yourself. Why everybody who black getting smoked and shit? Why is this all shit going on? It's a whole bunch of shit going on. You got all these people, these companies going across seas, fucking over these people, land, killing people for profit. You know what shells do? Shells actually dump all they waste off the Ivory Coast. So can't no fishermen's fish. So people who depend on the fish on their to feed their family can't because of the polluted water. That's shells. So everybody who go to club shells, get your swishes in your gas, you dumbass niggas, including me, because I did it too with my dumb ass until I found out. We killing people on the other side of the world. We are. Just for us to ride around and bullshit, it's a village of people that can't fish. A village. Not just one dude. A village. So what you, oh man, I don't care about none of that. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing too. Where your village? Because if you think about it, you ain't got shit but Snooks, Aldi's, Shop and Save, and whatever else little food store. Other than that, you can't even gather no food. Most niggas can't gather. Niggas can't even motherfucking plant. You can't even grow your own food because you don't know how. Most of the motherfuckers don't know how. For real. By the masses. The nigga who got 5 or 6 baby mamas probably don't know how to plant a garden. And that's a fucking shame. Because basically you will starve or either go out here and take from somebody else instead of starting your own and being a man and building your own kingdom up like we originally were supposed to as men. So I see a lot of the confusion, but I just had to clear it up. So that's my little event for Sunday, man. Ain't nothing personal to nobody, not racist or nothing. I got nothing against nobody. All y'all motherfuckers is a part of me. I'm a part of y'all, regardless. Human race, I'm a part of y'all. Don't care what you say or how you put it. I got a belly button. I got a heart just like the rest of y'all. But when it comes to my black people, we really, the new generation, y'all really need to understand y'all history and understand what y'all actually is losing out on. You had a primitive people who built a motherfucking city. 11 million people over there, and I think the motherfucker was probably they say was 200 miles long, maybe, or less than that. You had a primitive people build a city. 200 and something miles, my nigga. 200 and something miles. And most of these little motherfuckers can't even plant a goddamn tomato. A tomato, my nigga. These motherfuckers built monuments, mountains. Come on, man. Something went wrong somewhere. Let's get back to ourselves and who we are with the earth. Respect our women, respect ourselves, respect our kids. Stop being on that dumb shit. I'm tired of it. I'm having conversations with unintelligent humans when you should know who the fuck you are. What you here for? You here for a reason, and if you ain't here for a reason, then you here for a reason. If you think it to yourself, you not here for a reason. I hate life. Well, so fucking what? A lot of people hated life. What about the three moms or the mom that was taken away from her motherfucking kids and her kids was taken away from her as she was coming over to this country and she never seen them again? She hated life. What about the dad who got stripped away from his family and got his nuts cut off and hung and burned? He hated life. You still here living life and you bitching every goddamn day about something that you ain't even really experienced yet because you thus far beginning to experience life, most of y'all. You kids. You 15 years old, think you know what the fuck going on. Nigga, half of that, you was 7.5 years old. You are a child with no type of mental to know who you really are. Because if you did know who you was, you would be into encyclopedias. You would be into reading books about geometry. You would be into reading stories about great kings and queens to educate yourself. Some do it, but the majority of the mentalities of the inner cities don't. And that's our problem, because the inner cities is exactly where the problem starts. So like I say, teach your kids who they are, where they could possibly come from. Stop all that, I come from Africa shit, man. Ain't the fucking people across the water. How you know you come from Africa? You could have came from across the water. They had to run somewhere. Where all them people go? We got pyramids in North America everywhere. They slaughter shit. And we slaughtering ourselves. I like being happy. Don't y'all? It's easy. Step up. Take control. It's your boy, Bird. What you say? Better watch him. Get at me.